What's going on, guys, and welcome to Sports Square. My name's Ty, and with the recent return of the Premier League, I thought we would do a video sharing who I believe to be the 5 best youngsters within the EPL. If you guys enjoy this type of content, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It will allow us to grow and do videos like this as many times as we can per week. In order to be considered for this list, a player must have played in at least one Premier League game, and they have to be under 21 years old as of this video recording. And it is June 18th, 2020 for anyone looking for a reference watching this 6 years into the future. We are going to start off with a few honorable mentions. The first of these honorable mentions being Bukayo Saka, a natural left winger who has been playing left back for a majority of the season for Arsenal. And he's played it really well, managing 3 assists in 12 starts within the Premier League this season. The other player I want to mention is a young midfielder from Chelsea, Billy Gilmour. Now, hear me out. Despite his masterclass in the FA Cup versus Liverpool and his really good game in the Premier League against Everton, I just feel like he hasn't played enough games to be considered a top 5 prospect for the entire season. Despite his placement, I still see him as a promising youngster with loads of potential. In fact, he might have more potential than half the players on this list at least. With these honorable mentions out of the way, we can finally get into our list of 5. Starting us off at number 5, we have a young right back coming from Chelsea, Reece James, the 20-year-old. This season in the Premier League, he's managed 2 assists, a 70% tackle success rate, 15 interceptions, and 17 appearances, starting 11 games for Frank Lampard's young Chelsea side. In all competitions, he's added 2 goals and 4 assists in 28 total appearances. For Reece James, I feel like his best attributes as a player are his defending and his dribbling. He's able to hold on to the ball and find open options throughout the pitch. I wouldn't necessarily consider him a wing back. I think he's just a solid right back. He's earned his way into the squad under Frank Lampard. Obviously, his best moment of the season was his goal against Ajax in the Champions League in that 4-4 chaotic game. And he looks to be Chelsea's starting right back for 10 plus years after Cesar Azpilicueta ends up moving on. Alright, coming in at our 4th spot is another young right back, another young English right back, and that is Max Aarons of Norwich. Now, Max Aarons is obviously not on a very strong team as Norwich, as of this recording, are bottom of the league, but he's still standing out this season with 2 assists and a 74% tackle success rate in the Premier League, adding 22 interceptions in 27 games played, and he's started all of them. In fact, he's played in 27 of Norwich's 29 total games. I think he only missed the other 2 due to a slight injury, so it's not even like they didn't start him. His best attributes are defending and tackling. He's a really good wingback, so he's able to cross the ball too. Not much of a goal scorer, but his crossing has led Norwich to some decent chances on the break this season. He's a standout performer on this crappy Norwich team. As much as I love them, they aren't very good. And he's played wingback for a majority of the season on a very weak defense. So the fact that they're conceding a lot of goals, can't really blame that all on him. But if Norwich go down, Tottenham are very interested in him as well as some other teams. So if Norwich go down, Max Aarons is guaranteed a move to stay in the Premier League next season. So that's why I think he fits right on this list at number 4. Moving on. Number 3, and this is a player that people have seen and deemed to be a wonder kid for like 3 to 4 years now. Still hasn't gotten his chance really at Manchester City. It's Phil Foden, the central midfielder, the 20-year-old. Phil Foden has been touted as the next big City player and really their first huge academy graduate since Jadon Sancho, except Jadon Sancho really hasn't done anything for City as he left to Dortmund years ago. But Phil Foden this season has 1 assist in 14 Premier League appearances, but he's only started 3 games, so obviously he's sitting behind David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan, Fernandinho, Rodri. There's so much competition in that team. In all competitions, he's managed 3 goals and 7 assists in 26 games. Obviously, he hasn't started all those games, but he has a couple UCL goals. His best attributes are his passing/playmaking as a central midfielder. He, on a really organized City side, can play the ball to whoever, but his awareness is another good thing about him. He always knows where the best pass is, so he's a very talented player as Pep has called him the most talented player he's ever coached. Now, obviously, he's coached Leo Messi, so that's not true. But, I mean, the confidence booster from your manager really helps. I feel like Phil Foden probably has the most potential of anyone on this list, but he just doesn't get enough minutes at City, so either he just has to wait for David Silva to leave, which this is his final year, or he should get a move somewhere else in order to show his full potential, because he doesn't want to end up as a 27-year-old that had a bunch of potential but never got to get off the bench. So, yeah, he's number 3, probably will be number 1 next season, except he'll be 21 by that point. Okay, as we approach number 2, obviously the main debate of the Premier League this season has been Greenwood versus Martinelli. Arsenal and Man United fans have been arguing for months about who is the better wonder kid. And don't get me wrong, both these players are very good. They're both on my top 2, but I do have to pick one to be at number 2. And of those two, I think barely Gabriel Martinelli is just a little bit weaker than Mason Greenwood. He's a left winger. He's been used as a striker for parts of the season. He's 19 years old as of today. Happy birthday, Gabriel Martinelli. This season in the Premier League, he has 3 goals in 14 games and 1 yellow card, though he's only started 6 games. But it feels like every time you watch Arsenal, he's on the pitch. So obviously, he's making some sort of impact, because every time I look up, he's playing in the game, and he's actually doing well in the game. In all competitions, he's 10 goals and 4 assists in 26 games. Been playing really well in the Europa League. That seems to be his level at the moment. I mean, he's done well in the Premier League. 3 goals is nothing to shout at. But, yeah, his best attributes, in my opinion, are passing and dribbling. His passing, as a winger, that's an important part. If you can cross and pass the ball, goals are second priority for you. If you can get the ball in, and he can, and his forwards, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, so obviously he's doing well to get him the ball and get Aubameyang to score goals, because Aubameyang is scoring goals. And dribbling, I'm not just saying this because of his amazing goal at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, but he can dribble. When he sees an opening, he will take it. That was shown right there. But he was a very cheap signing by Arsenal last summer. In fact, he was like $6 million. He turned into a first-team regular and a super wonder kid. They stole him. Nobody had ever really heard of him before Arsenal signed him. Other clubs are already interested in him, mainly being Real Madrid want to make a bid for Martinelli this summer. But I don't see Martinelli really going anywhere, because I think Arsenal, as not really good as they've been this year, are actually a good place for his development. So I hope he stays there and grows. Okay, I kind of gave away who the number 1 spot on this list is going to be, but it is going to be Mason Greenwood, the striker and right winger for Manchester United, the 18-year-old super sub for them this season. In the Premier League, he has 5 goals in 22 appearances, but he's only started 4 games. So that's basically more goals than he has starts, which is freaking incredible for an 18-year-old kid coming into a team with Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, and Daniel James, who's actually had a good season too. In all competitions, he has 14 goals and 4 assists in 38 games, which means despite his lack of starts in the Premier League, he is still getting game time and developing in other competitions. And when this kid gets onto the pitch, he's mentally looks like a superstar already, and he's 18 years old, playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world. Sorry, Liverpool fans, but they're the biggest club in England. Anyways, yeah, he just comes in with the maturity, and his finishing is his best attribute. His finishing is incredible. You just see some of the goals he makes. They're just placed so perfectly within the goal. And another important thing to have at that age is his shoot-first mentality. As a striker, that's exactly what you want your young player to have, because if he shoots first now, when he gets older, he's going to shoot first. Unless he's Thomas Muller, he's going to keep shooting, keep scoring, and he's only going to get better at it. But another thing that is good about Mason Greenwood is his strength. His ability to win, hold, and distribute the ball is very important for a team like Man United that likes to play on the counter. So when he wins the ball, everyone else can push up, and if he's not even scoring the goal, he can feed other players to start chances. So he has been a very important goal-scoring threat for a big side like Man United, and I can only see Mason Greenwood getting better, because you don't see players this young breaking into a Manchester United team and then them just dropping off like nothing happened. It does happen sometimes, but I think Mason Greenwood is the real deal. I think he's the best Premier League wonder kid, and I think he's only going to get better. Maybe he can become the next Ronaldo or Rooney. Who knows? Alrighty guys, that's going to wrap up what I have on this list for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, like I always say, make sure you like and subscribe. This channel is pretty small, so if you have a video idea, it seems likely that I will get to it and do it because I want to get the fans involved in my content. I enjoy making these type of videos, so I hope you guys enjoy watching these type of videos. That's probably all I have to say to you guys, so I will see you guys in the next one. Ty out.